Okay, English scholars, let's talk about one of my favorite things, stories. It's one of the reasons I'm an English teacher. I'm a writer. I love stories. I love reading them. This, what you're looking at in front of you, is the hero's journey. Kind of based off the theories of Carl Jung. It talks about how pretty much every story follows this path. Now, I'm not going to tell you that every single story out there follows this path. Most of them do, the vast majority of them do. And you may not even be able to name these steps yet, but you know when a story is missing one of these steps. Now, notice it's a circle. You've heard the term come full circle. That's going to come into play right here. It starts off at the beginning, the world of common day. Okay? Just like today, nothing's out of the ordinary, everything's normal. But then we have what's called the call to adventure, which establishes the stakes of game and makes clear the hero's goal. This, if we look at it through Star Wars, is the moment when Obi-Wan Kenobi looks at Luke Skywalker and says, "Hey, you must come with me to Alderaan. You must learn the ways of the Force." And Luke refuses. He goes, "No, it can't be me. Can't do it. Cannot be me. I can't go. I'm just a farm boy." Well then, of course, the Empire kills his family, and he meets with his mentor again, who is Obi-Wan, and says, "I want to become a Jedi." This is the threshold of adventure. He's accepted the call. Okay? So he's going from the known world into the unknown world. Alright, so he's committed to the adventure here. There's no turning back. Once he leaves, once he goes on the run with Obi-Wan, he can't go back to his normal life. So then he begins to meet all the tests and allies and enemies. There's getting out of Mos Eisley Spaceport. There's finding Han Solo and Chewbacca. There's facing Darth Vader, escaping the Death Star. Okay? All of those things happen are test, allies, and enemies. The hero learns the rules of the special world. We keep referring to the special world because we are in the unknown world of adventure. There's no telling what happens here. Now, this is where things start to get intense. The approach to the inmost cave. The hero slowly has everything stripped from him. The first person he loses is Obi-Wan. And then he signs up to go fight the Death Star with the rebellion, and Han flies away. So he has his wingmates, and he goes to make the Death Star trench run, and even they're taken from him. Finally, it's just him and R2, and even R2 is shot, and he meets the supreme ordeal. The fortunes of the hero hit bottom in direct confrontation with his greatest fear, brought to brink in battle with hostile force and possible death. This is when the ghost of Obi-Wan comes in and says, "Trust your feelings. Use the Force, Luke." He's alone, okay? And he turns off his targeting computer, so he's made the decision. At the supreme ordeal, the hero has to grow or die. That's what has to happen. There has to be growth here, okay? So he turns off his targeting computer, and then Han Solo flies in and shoots Darth Vader off his back. So now he has to seize the prize, okay? He has to blow up the Death Star using the Force, and he does it. So he shoots the torpedoes in. Now he's got to get back here, the road back and crossing the threshold. Okay, so of course here these two are kind of smashed together a bit. In Star Wars, he runs back, flies away from the Death Star, lands back on Yavin 4, and he's come back a hero. He comes back, he's resurrected into that world, to that known world, and suddenly he's slightly different because he is returned with the elixir. The freedom to live. Now the elixir is sort of the prize. It's treasure, love, freedom, wisdom, knowledge. And he knows that the world of adventure is out there and it can be survived. And he knows he can be a Jedi. And he knows he's not part of the rebellion. So that's what he lives with. Okay? So it's sort of like he left the world of common day, came full circle, and he's back to that freedom to live with some extra knowledge. And the rebellion and the Empire was all part of the world of common day, but now he's a part of it and has that freedom to live in it. It is a circle. It is, this is almost in a way, right here, when we accept the call to adventure, a death. And this is a resurrection. A lot of people, a lot of philosophers point out that this is sort of modeled off the life of Jesus. And sure, you can make that argument. You can also go back and look at several heroes in literature, even that predate Jesus, and see the same pattern. I teach this heavily when I teach the Odyssey in ninth grade. Odysseus follows this to the letter. A lot of the ancient Greek heroes do. So this story is very common, and we teach it, and we come back to it because a lot of stories we still tell today are built off of it. Look at the Avengers. Take them. Look at Iron Man. All the way from Iron Man 1 through Avengers Endgame. And it's this. You can hit every single note in it. And if something's missing, you tend to notice it. If you watch the Green Lantern movie, which is not as bad as everyone says, he never faces a supreme ordeal. He just decides to be a hero. There's nothing there that pushes him to do it. No moment where everything's stripped from it. So that movie misses a beat, which is why a lot of people don't like it, including Ryan Reynolds. Have any questions? Please let me know. But that is the hero's journey.